one of the things I learned and appreciate about it and as a company is the acknowledgement of Marshall, the release that they had in 2010. So there was, so many reasons and factors of how it might happen, but for the restoration and restitution, not only of the environment, but to the local surrounding community, I thought was different. A lot of industries just kind of try to hide or cover it up or not even acknowledge. So that was a big eye opener for me as, like I said, an industry company taking the it acknowledgments, and it took a while, but there and again, I feel like that's where they did start learning. We need to have more open and honest communications with the tribes and the areas if they're not on the tribal lands, that you talk about doing that community engagement with the surrounding, like you said, the surrounding areas.
Yeah, with when we were considering the lease, people were aware of the Kalamazoo and Marshall still there, um, and so that was brought up by a lot of community members and ourselves on the governing board, and we again had to educate ourselves as to what had happened, uh, what the responses were, and things like that. But we held community meetings open to tribal members and tribal community members, and we explained uh, where the pipelines were, how long they'd been there, what sizes, what was hauled through there or passed us through there, and what the alternatives were um, to move it out, things like that. And obviously, uh, the major concern is release, oil release, a spill or something like that. Uh, and that's kind of where our education, our research showed us that, you know, over $2 billion that the Kalamazoo Marshall cleanup has cost that company. Not to mention the lost profit of while they were down and things like that, and the black eye they got. Uh, there's no business out there that wants to lose that kind of money, and I think that's where they changed. Their board members, their stockholders,
Mhm.
demanded better of themselves.
Yeah.
And I think that's where that change really came from. So when they approached us, and I think it was 2016, um, they had grown from that.
Right.
The employees that showed up were still with the company from that time period, and they expressed their appreciation for the change of culture in the company, and and they were sincere. I mean, you could tell when somebody's
You came.
full of it, and
Mhm.
they were sincere enough that uh, I took their word and continued to learn. We went over and did a tour of the spill site, the cleanup, and we brought tribal elders. We brought our tribal attorney, some of our environmental staff, and uh, one of the things that people said in the community is like, "Oh yeah, we heard you could just uh, put your hand in the sand and there's oil underneath there." We're like, "Really?" So we did everything that we could possibly think of, and then we saw the the, the work, the pictures, the uh, the amount of work that they had done to clean that environment up, and the locals there that said uh, after everybody else left, after the Enbridge was still here working and cleaning it, and they're still there to this day. A $2 billion greater cleanup, and to me that would be any company um, that would clean that up. It's amazing. You see so many places, even our military, with Superfund sites because they are not going to pay to clean it up.
Right.
Penta wood products and things like that. They just pollute and then they just go bankrupt and wait.
Yeah.
And or for a company to persevere to do that and follow through and still be in ovulation is that's pretty impressive.
I feel like it's on a personal one-on-one level or a big powerful company. Accountability goes a long way, and when they take that and say, yeah, it was
Yeah.
at our hands. And again, I was able to take the tour too, so you learn about all of the natural things that were going on, and some of the um
Yeah.
our mistakes that
Human
happen,
mistakes.
human mistakes. So
Yeah. Yeah.
it's and for them as a company to say, if you're willing and you want to come see in person with your own eyeballs, they
Yeah.
don't have to lead on these rumors about the oil in the sand.
Yeah.
You can take a tour on that river and see
Yeah.
clear water, and have the
Restored habitat. Yeah. Yeah, and that's exactly what EPA does with Superfund sites. They invest a lot of money to clean those sites up, and uh, and they had the federal government to foot the bill, where this was a $2 billion project that uh, an energy company took responsibility and paid for. That's that says a lot for the company in my eyes.
yeah
And and the fact that they don't ever want to have to do that again. I mean, you can honestly believe when they say that. Yeah, we can't take another $2 billion hit, so we put all these precautions in case, uh, the automatic closing of valves, just just stopping the line to inspect it, things like that. Just and having staff along the pipelines that are able to investigate, and the constant monitoring. They do helicopter flyovers and drones, and um, they when they do flyovers, they always let our tribal government know, and they invite them to come along and say, "Hey, would you like to fly over with us?" And some of them taken that and flown the lines from Sawyer County, just to see what's out there and see how
yeah, not all companies have those kind of empty.
so it was very interesting. And then community outreach too. Providing like a quarterly or biannual like update to the tribe, saying here's what we've been doing in northern Wisconsin in the ceded territory, and I think that a lot more of our government and people appreciate that, because it's not just within our borders; it's the ceded territory that we all hunt, fish, gather, and it's important to all of us, and so when they approach us that way, I think that's very respectful. So.